Hello, welcome to the holiest place of all the real-time strategy. This is Sentence Clutch. Thank you for sending me this replay. Not many people actually with familiar names except Nimir, who's been with Forge Alliance forever, Supcom Commander from the GPG net days. Definitely a classic player. So his rating isn't so high. I guess that means he hasn't been playing a while, but at least in terms of teching and teching on Sentence, he's definitely someone who can do that. This is a good move from Moodle. Always tell people you suck. Under promise, over deliver. That's number one rule at the start of the game. At the end of the game, blame your ally. Those are just fundamental basics of this game. So before this game gets on the way, I'd like to state a few things. A couple of new casters that are coming in, and I know in the past their sound wasn't the best quality, but their latest videos, you can go check them out. Put the links in the description. They're really good quality, and that's really makes a huge difference for enjoying the cast. And I've actually been watching those full through, maybe because I'm playing in those games, so I have to watch them, and they're quite enjoyable. Because Guile unfortunately hasn't had the time to cast. We're eagerly waiting for his next one. I'm probably not going to be able to do much more than one cast a week, but yeah, I'd like to play whenever I can. So a couple of these new casters, and they're actually more than two. There are two main ones, Sesko and Zap Brannigan. I think that's what their names are. Then there are two more, at least, who have been recently casting. And if you go on the main channel, on the right side, have all the YouTube channels who are actually casting. I mean, I love Napalm, I love Swackle, and their channels are kind of featured all over FAF as the casting channels, but if you can go there, they haven't done anything for many months. So it would be actually great if Zep kind of updated that and put some of these new, more unknown people up on the casting page so people can go to their channels. That's the encouragement at this early stage when you're making a channel. It's huge. You don't want to just talk to yourself or 10 other people. You want to talk to as many people as would possibly want to listen to you, and people should give them second chances in case they screw up or do have technical difficulties, like have their volume turned up all the way. I mean, it took me like 700 videos to figure out sound. It is definitely not trivial. So give good criticism, and or any kind of criticism. They should be able to take it. I mean, it should all be friendly ass beatings in Supreme Commander and shit talking and in the comment section. As long as it's not just straight up idiotic insults. Everything else should be fair game. Can I have a PGen? Okay, this one thing that annoys me. When mid players they start doing something and they ask for PGen when they're already in the middle. It's totally cool to ask for PGens, but do it immediately. If you want to have that in your build order, you can make it quite powerful. But if you suddenly like do some random shit and you realize you suck, and start asking for PGens, because you're kind of setting up Delta here. Delty is a nice guy or girl. Still did alright, but I mean, if Delty had the PGens here, it could upgrade an extra mask ejector, but instead, definitely going to power stall. Also needs to do a little more tree reclaiming, as I'm going to speed this up. Stalker clear skies, flying over blue ocean, having to grab the island. I'm assuming it's going to go toward the island. Not clear. I don't know what the move order is for this unit. Lots of manual reclaim for Nimir. Yeah, and you can already see he's got the top score. Imagine this game is going to be all Nimir with a huge economy. It's going to be a question of whether or not he's going to be dominated before he gets 400 mass and kills everybody. Given that he's Seraphim, I expect ass washers. Probably the first offensive unit from Nimir is going to be an ass washer. It's a very good way to offend people. Already shot 82 Cybern. Great faction to do put pressure on. Wow, this is Stalker, dude. I like the style. I like this. Where is he going to drop off to? It's a nice little cove here. The top side, let's see, Nimir. Yeah, he has no clue. There's no radar or nothing anywhere. Alright, let's see. That's the first good sign. This game is going to be interesting. The other ocean, Horus 311. Needs to scout and see that there's a lot of naval. The choice of submarines here, I disagree with. I think early on you want to go frigates. And then when you see that the enemy is making frigates, then you go submarines. But it's actually going to work out pretty good if he rushes in, because it looks like Horus has found out that there's a navy. Oh, wow. Aeon. Some radar. Is he going to... Yeah. It's actually fairly critical to make sure that that is never seen, because if the allies, yeah, right there, if that's seen, then they know that something's going on, but they don't know it yet. One thing we forgot to check is the reclamation. Looks like nobody really got hurt. XFX, ooh, definitely paid for his PGens. 8,300. Soul kind of got robbed a little bit. 4,500. Ooh, XFX doing a good thing for his team. So yeah, that's why the top 3 scores are the backside. They really got a big benefit. And look at this piece of scouting. Scouting a little late because there's trouble. And this is actually where putting up, use engine mod. If you have a Tech 2 air factory, make a Tech 2 support air factory here really quickly. Get Tech 2 engineers, put cruise missiles and fire them. And if you got Tech 2 air over here, you can put Mercies. I mean, you can do a quick Mercy snipe on Woodle. I'm just dreaming here, but this is always exciting when people pull this shit off. Woodle, clueless. And this is one of the reasons, if people watch my games, I am a very paranoid person by nature. I have Tech 1 Raiders everywhere. And I have been hurt like this before. And these kinds of things, they hurt for a very long time when people do this type of stuff to you. It's very difficult to explain to people who don't play this game, or who play shit games, who don't really get their emotion into it. But when this type of stuff happens to you, it stays with you. And what Woodle is thinking, I gotta get my resource allocation. He's going to lose his PGens here. This is a total disaster. Look at this. These PGens are dead. He's not gonna be able to finish this. Oh, this could be... Oh, if he would have killed that PGen, it would have been really good. A bit of a mistake from Stalker. With all this arty, he could have outranged. Oh, this is really nice timing on that resource allocation. This could have been a lot worse, but killing the Tech 2 factory. 25 kills. Oh my goodness, I gotta slow this down. So far, Stalker, you kick ass. This is awesome. This is something you don't always see in sentence games. But oh, and more aggression here. It's just all over the place. But Woody here, or Woodle, he just got ran over. Plan B, where is your build capacity? Because there's a second wave that's going to come. What Woodle's got to realize, you got to put a Tech 2 air support factory on here. Emergency measures from Nimir. No gunships. XFX to Nimir. Well, yeah, asking Nimir to make gunships. I guess that's a pretty good idea. Unless, of course, you get some Tech 2 land. Might as well just go to HQ, Tech 2 land HQ. And yeah, I really think that with drops like this, NG mod should be used more. Even if some ally, for example, has a Tech 2 factory, they should be given the units up here. Of course, they have to match factions. There's a lot of other things that would go into it. But overall, what we're seeing in this game is that Delty and Nimir so far are really good economies, doing really good. However, their back air player is absolutely screwed. He could have been screwed a lot more. However, he did get the first resource allocation. In terms of the naval battles, not too much coming up yet. There is a cruiser, but plenty of Tech 1. And Nimir is a very good, at least for this level, I imagine he's the best player. He's almost got Tech 2 destroyer. I don't think he's going to be knocked off by Artie Shod 82. Second wave. What are you thinking about second resource allocation? Might want to cancel that. Yeah, this is sad. Sadness has descended upon the top side. The ACU for Delty with Tech 2 engineering rolling in. Yeah, here's a bit of a counterattack from Nimir. This is good. This is where Tech 2 would have been great. A couple of T2PDs really helped. But of course, this is... Ooh, some Swift Winds. The middle XFX is now behind somehow. Oh, and he's going with Tech 2 Artie. A unit that is very good when used properly in the right positions. Very expensive unit. But the range is so good. And one thing people should remember, it's 2,000 damage per shell. Holland. Yeah, this is how you make a T2PD. You bang it. It's a kink hammer. Right? That's what it's called. Clink hammer. It looks like Nimir was able to overwhelm. Some Tech 1 PDs would have been great. But this ACU, why isn't this ACU dead? Mongoose to the rescue from Delty. Speed this back up. Naval on naval. Range of the Siren helping out. But this is, I don't think this is enough to deal with this force. There are quite a few Tech 2 subs, but you probably don't want to engage with these numbers. Maybe go into the middle and harass the middle a little bit. Of course, one negative thing about making these is you're probably not going to push further than the range of those. So this assault, maybe he'll be able to knock Soul a little further back, but I know there's quite a few people with the name Soul. I know there are some people with the name Soul quite good. These deadly arties. Deadly arties from hell. It's got to be shooting. Yep. And Tech 2 torpedo bombers. Stalker really playing as a team, helping out his teammates. But I think against Nimir here, they'll really need. They'll be hard pressed to knock him out of the water. Perhaps assaulting Delty would have been better. And actually, in terms of Tech 2 units, interesting. A lot of Coopers. I don't know why you'd want to make Coopers against the Cooper is really a specific unit against the Cybern Tech 2, Aeon Tech 2, against the Tech 3 Seraphim subs. It's a very good counter to those, but just making Coopers for the hell of it is very strange. Is Destroyer not using its range? Or these subs could be quite powerful, especially if there's more help on the way. But this battle, it's a little too even. With all this build capacity from the Mir, he's not gonna have much problems. One thing I haven't paid attention to, 200 mass from Horus. So this rock player has a very big economy, and typically people don't do this. The Cano, not very efficient in terms of mass for build capacity yet, but it's very versatile because you can move it around. So if you have a mass to spare, it's fairly... Oh my gosh. These rocks are so critical. But they definitely don't get better with age. Lots of reclaim now have been secured by Nimir. Give him a nice boost. Woodle probably has both of his resource allocations on now. He's taking hard. 20 minutes, still has no Tech 3 air. Stalker has no Tech 3 air. This is probably the longest 2 Tech 3 air I've seen in a sentence, like ever. Which is quite amazing. I think if Stalker didn't do all this helping on the sides, he could have rushed Tech 3 air and strat bomb somebody quite easily. And then in this middle battle, it's pretty much just a standoff. We got some Tech 3 PD going up from Soul. XFX hasn't really done too much teching, which is a dangerous thing to do as we're seeing a battle rage in the top ocean. Destroyer on destroyer action. And Coopers, who are kind of lost but still shooting. Thing about a Cooper, when it faces... Oh, wow, is that micro? When it faces units that shoot on the water, they're extremely weak. They're weaker than a frigate, but they're quite a bit more expensive. You have to use them at their 50 range on their submarine, on their torpedoes, and use them against subs. And of course, also their anti-torpedo capabilities are excellent. Some Tech 2 bombers from Artishad. And yeah, this is always nice when mid players are helping, and in general when you're facing somebody and suddenly you see 2 different colors, it's always a bit more demoralizing because you need to pay more attention. It's always very big help when your allies come in and support you in these type of situations. D3PD creep might be stalled here from Sol. Tech 3 air finally out. In terms of ecos, Horus still leading the way. Delty doing quite well. Stalker and Woodle actually catching up. Delty has got a really big economy, also a lot of power it seems. Need some Tech 3 sonar. If you're playing this game and you don't have Tech 3 sonar, you're doing something wrong. But Tech 3 Navy, which is always great. If you see Tech 3 Navy, you got to get Tech 3 Navy of your own. Here, Man 25, or the Tech 3 Naval UEF on UEF stage, and a massive wave of torpedo bombers. But look at all these cruisers. Cruiser submarine combo here from Arishad. That's a good way to play, I guess. But these are Tech 1 subs. If all those were Tech 2 subs, this would be a fairly strong force. But because they're Tech 1, these cruisers will get killed fairly quickly. Tech 1 subs, they have very good, well, they're submarines, so they only get shot by torpedoes. So I guess if they have a couple Tech 2 subs to protect them with their torpedo defense, they're kind of there. They have very low health, so as soon as they start getting hit, they die very quickly. But I guess under these type of circumstances, they just overwhelm. And, lots of cruisers here for Nimir. It looks like he's been scared off. And also some Tech 3 torpedo bombers helping out. As we see Delty pushing back against Horus. As Horus now at 400 mass. Probably wants to invest in more power. And we're at the stage when we're in the Tech 3 economy stage. Some of the weaker players, quote unquote, are... oh wow, look at all this SF still at the Tech 2 stage, but nukes are something that we probably should consider. Something you should definitely scout for. And it looks like Woodle actually recovering quite nicely. Stalker will be a bit behind, and in terms of numbers, a lot more. Stalker has really invested quite heavily in helping his allies. And this is where you really have to know when to attack and when not to attack. What Ardishah did, he won this battle, so he claimed all this reclaim for himself. You want to hold on to that. You don't need to attack and leave more reclaim to your allies. And that's a good looking sub right there. As the middle has been a T3 PDE battle. Also some Titans in the mix. Sol probably needs to be careful, maybe get out of there. And the Fatty's been started by XFX, who's got a very low economy. Yeah, you need like 300 seconds with this economy to build it if you don't get mass reclaim. So like 5 minutes, so he'll be done in 5 minutes, and it'll definitely be scouted by then. Some battleships. It's one interesting question in the UEF battles. Maybe somebody like Styr can, if Styr watches these videos, can post their opinions. You get first battlecruiser, and then at what point do you switch to battleship? And I've seen a lot of times battlecruiser and then just straight up battleships. Other times I see a lot more battlecruisers, because once you get into like this long range Tech 3 fight, the battleships are much better. The battlecruisers are all very, very potent against surface Tech 2 ships. So I'm almost answering that question, but maybe somebody has some more insight. Harbies from the back player. Stalker wants to do everything in this game. I will be very surprised if he doesn't make a Navy, which I think would really help. And some Resties coming in. Does he really want to do this? Strats. Ooh. Harvey Strats. And oh my gosh, Stalker continues to show that he is by far the biggest badass in this game. I'm assuming they're playing with Give. Oh, Harvey Strat. Woody now has a very big economy with the Give. One rule in this game is never to kill the weakest player. I think XFX was the weakest player. We played with the Give here. And I'm very much in the camp which says must play with Give on settings. Just because it ruins a lot of games if you don't. On other maps, I agree. Playing without Give is usually the better option. Settings is its own thing. One thing I was thinking, that would be nice to promote this game, is if people have ideas, is to make a shirt with the sentence as a map. I'm sure there are places online that can make those. Maybe make like 50 of those, invest them, and then send them out to people who are big players in this game. So if people are interested in that or want to make a design or have a suggestion for which service to use to make this type of thing, or if somebody just wants to design one of those shirts, I would be willing to put up some cash to make those. And maybe we can do those as prizes for tourneys and things like that, because I think that would help. Also, maybe something like hats. I'm not really sure what all the legal thing about game promotion is, but this will be something in small numbers with absolutely no profit, no way to make money off it. So I doubt anybody's gonna care. But people should leave their opinions on this. As we're seeing the Tech 3 Navy from Namir moving in, and it's just a single battleship, but yeah, there's a lot of cruisers, and I don't know if I agree with this. I think if these were not cruisers but destroyers, this force would be extremely powerful. As we're seeing a bit of an air, of course, yeah, these cruisers are really nice in terms of air, and submarines. Yeah, the submarine cruiser combo is always very effective in some situations. It's I don't think it's the most powerful way to play it, especially given that the Cyber Destroyer does have pretty good anti-air of its own. But the same price, but you get more than half the health and much less torpedo capabilities. You trade that for anti-air capability, and you can see it's not really that big a deal. Of course, another interesting thing that it does, there is some TMD on it, so all these cruisers are being nullified, so that's something to keep track of. But what we've just seen is these have died, and now this battleship will come out, but it doesn't have too much torpedo capabilities, although it has some. And yeah, these two Tech 3 subs would be fairly easily destroyed, and more Tech 3 subs on the way if these cruisers turned out to be destroyers. Some Tech 2 torpedo launchers. A Tech 3 torpedo launcher here will be very nice, harms, as we see T2 torps from the Allies helping out, but I really think that Artishot is in big trouble here. This very nice cover. And yeah, switching to Tech 2 subs, you can make those really quick. Yeah, more destroyers was necessary. Stalker continues to make units to help. Oh, and I am missing this game. Apologies. Damn, I probably just destroyed my microphone. But the middle is gone, and Stalker, the badass that he is, made a GC that's walked through the middle. As Stalker continues to help. And to two battleships here, very high health. The battleship for... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Artishot is dead. And somehow the ASF from Stalker are going in to suppress Woodle's air production, whereas we're here at minute 40 of game time. This fight now in the top ocean becomes very critical, and I gotta say this Tech 3 force with shields looks very, very good. A lot of Tech 1 subs, but this T4 sub versus Tech 1s. I'm pretty sure this is gonna win. If Woodle can win this fight, he can really even things out. Because, yeah, this is pretty much over. Nimir's going to have Navy. He's going to start producing air. He's probably going to make an ass washer. I expect an ass washer. And I also expect... we got SCUs, maybe some satellites, maybe even a Maver, who knows, or a T4 nuke. That's one thing we haven't really seen too much of. And GCs, Harveys, Restorers, Snipes, badass drops. It's only natural that Stalker has created a nuke, which is nearly complete. And where is he going to launch it? I don't see any anti-nukes here. This is okay target. This would be a pretty cool target. Lots of strats. This is actually good base design from Woodle. He's got very spread out things. So a nuke will hurt him, but not that much. Probably, oh, there's an anti-nuke right there. So yeah, all this stuff's kind of off limits to a single nuke. Anti-nukes, This one's not loaded. So actually hitting this base would ensure that Horus wins the Navy, and then this becomes a very even game. As we see multiple GCs running around from Nimir, one back home in Whittle's base, one trying to recover the middle. And one said, okay, so survival here. And I think that Stalker here is wasting a lot of resources. Kind of in a futile situation. And just, I really like the way he's thinking. He's trying to help his allies. He's trying to be aggressive. But at some point, you got to let him go, because this is not going to, there's no way to recover this. Maybe one way if they rushed the megalith, or they made something along those lines. But just sending very expensive torpedo bombers at this will just leave more wrecks. Yeah, I'll be very curious to see where this nuke goes. It's nearly complete, and this will be the best target. As a drop coming in from Seoul. That's a nice, these need some flak with them. There's some strats standing by. I'm sure those could probably do something. And, oh, this is nice. A whole bunch of Titans running through the middle. However, there is a GC. Got to avoid the GC. Multiple GCs, actually. So those Titans could be in trouble. And I want to see more pushing from Horus. All right.
Strategic launch detected.
Here comes a nuke. We got to check out the reclaim numbers. We got Woodle at 20,000, whole bunch of reclaim, not killing off those Titans. Stalker, only 11,000. That he needs to be more aggressive at attacking reclaim. That could really help him out. Horus at 27,000. Delty is at 11,000. That's kind of low.
Launch detected.
What? Another nuke? Nimir, is that, oh, so Nimir's got huge, so yeah, he's definitely an eco horde. 23, already shot, 45, a lot, but he's got no base. He's not gonna have a base soon. Who sent the second nuke? I only see one nuke, and it's a perfect placement. This is so much stuff here. If he puts it right there, oh, so disappointing. Oh, and this is so sad to see all those expensive Tech 3 torpedo bombers getting just ripped to shreds. Oh, that nuke could have been so much better. It's not going to make a huge difference. I think if Horus just gives a move order over here, he will win this, but it'll just take him a little longer. Horus almost has a nuke of his own. So now it's going to be a competition. Who is going to kill who first? Is it going to be Nimir and Woodle, Navy, plus maybe strat bombs for snipes, or is it going to be Horus and Stalker? Have to keep in mind this is a 3 versus 4, so there is an ACU here in the middle who, yeah, so Sol can provide defense against the experimentals going through the middle, plus can make a big nuisance to this Navy and just try to stay alive for as long as possible. Plus, putting an Omni in the middle would really help. I'm not sure if he has one there. Yeah, he's got one. So that's something the bottom side has that the top side doesn't. And it's a very big help. Guess they have an Omni somewhere in the middle as well, but it's not as well placed. Horus running in. I'm quite sure I heard 2 different nukes, but I only saw one fall. There goes the anti-nuke.
Strategic launch detected.
Yeah, so they were only going to launch it after they... Yes, this is going to be great. And a lot of build capacity here. So what the build capacity is 1080 for... So what does that take? Divided by 5. 216. 216 Tech 1 engineers doubles the speed of one of these, but I believe each one of these kennels is like a 4 engineer, so 54 of these would double the speed, but it's actually nearly that. Yeah, great devastation. And this is actually where I'd love to see Stalker start making a navy. Missile ships in situations like this are really awesome. And there's one replay I'm hoping that one of these new casters will cast. I believe I sent it to Sesko and as well as Zep Brannigan. There's one replay where I play, I believe it's Trackmate on Pizza, where the missile ships are featured. And I don't want to cast it myself because I'm in it, but I really think it shows how awesome missile ships are. One done, fuck up. Yep, well played, Orange. Oh, look at this beautiful base. I'd love to see a SCU teleport here. As I'm hearing SCU is exploding. Stalker, stop wasting your valuable units on this nonsense. You don't want to do this. If you really want to take this back, make an ass washer, make a megalith, make things like that. Don't just do this. Or even, make Tech 2, make massive Tech 2 spam. But it's just not a very good use of your units. Oh, and now we see, this is very nice. This is a lot of cruisers.
Detected.
And yet another nuke. Who's this one from? Oh, yeah. Rapid fire nuking here. Oh, looks like, that always sucks. This one has 2 anti-nukes. But it's a lot of very expensive units that you probably want to drop off some engineers in this region. There are SCUs. It's very nice to see people use SCUs for reclamation. Nuke to the middle. Still a couple of GCs sitting in the middle. They did get hurt a little bit. They're not completely dead. And I think Saul's gonna die. Maybe. Surviving. You gotta dance. Dance to Tech 3 dance. Oh, yeah. Soul. Oh, I was hoping he'd survive, but yes, it was inevitable. Tech 3 versus GCs, which are hurt. Those are gonna die. And this is how you deal with, when you win Navy, it's cruisers. Battleships, shields. Although this is a perfect target for some nukes. Nukes, anybody? There's fatties. Fatties, I think, can't really deal with this type of situation. You need a Scathis.
Strategic launch detected.
Yeah, yet another nuke. Stalker. Yeah, whenever I hear the word stalker, it's, of course, the book. Strugatsky's Picnic na Obocine. All about the zone. Or the series of games, or Tarkovsky's film. Yeah, some of the greatest. Oh, whoa. Whoa, that was surreal. That anti-nuke fired, but was too late. So I guess it was a perfectly placed nuke. And that takes out... Oh, Nimir's ACU just died. Minute 50, that completely changes this game. Oh, that puts so much pressure on Woodle, who's now almost alone. He's got Delty. Delty needs to receive all this. He doesn't have a base. He needs to be given Nimir's base. Because they're not completely out of this. They have... theoretically, they should be killing everything here with this Navy. Wow. But those 3 games I was talking, the Stalker series, probably my favorite first-person shooter games. Played the hell out of those when I used to play video games. In case people don't know about them. In terms of atmosphere, you can't beat them. And we see a nice force of Perseus moving in. Lots of reclaim. Let's actually check out... only 50,000 for Horus. Delty. 20,000. Delta needs to be given a base. If you're Woodle, you don't want to be dealing with all these units. He's not dealing with them. So I have a feeling that the top side is going to lose. It's just a general feeling that I have. Unless they have... Oh, okay, never mind. This is Salvation. Salvation's at hand. And where is that going to shoot to? That's a very, very powerful game ender. How the heck did they afford it? That's what they're, I guess, investing everything into. Did they get a lot of reclaim somewhere? Woodle, only 29,000. Did they have to work for all that money themselves? It's all from extracted mass. It's almost unreal. As Percy's moving in. So this right here has 4 kills. What exactly are they targeting? Oh, and this could end their careers. They're targeting random stuff that's not going to make too much of a difference. Maybe they should target ACUs or something along those lines. Or yeah, this base is just too big. If they were given a little more time, I think that Salvation could do a lot of damage. I mean, it's taking out some Tech 3 P-Gens. Bit of an air fight. 2 versus 1. Not a lot of stationary anti-air. There is a whole bunch of strats coming in. They are going to be looking at the Salvation. I don't know. I always thought Maver was better than Salvation, but I think they're fairly similar in terms of how much damage they do. Looks like those shields survived. So an attempt at a snipe. So some more mass deposited here. Bit of a failure. More strats coming in. But no hits. So successful defense. As the Salvation continues to do damage, I guess the key here is to hit the things that are not shielded. It's a lot of Tech 2 power. Maybe hitting this area right here would be nice to hit. And looking at stats, Horse, yeah, he's got the big eco here. Woodle has a huge economy as well, but can he use it all? I guess he can attempt to produce another Salvation. Yeah, this fatty is... Oof, that anti-nuke's gonna go. That's gonna be a problem. There's another nuke here, which probably be easy target for the fatty. As Stalker is not going to stop trying to use Tech... I wonder how many Tech 3 torpedo bombers he's made that have been killed. But I guess it works in such situations. More fatties. That's a good looking base from Artie Shot. And this Salvation, 29 kills.
Strategic launch detected.
Oh, and I think given that anti-nuke was killed, and this one is probably going to die as well. Although, no, the Salvation shot at the fatty, killed the fatty. There's another fatty coming in. So it's a defensive Salvation. However, yeah, this anti-nuke, what's the range on that? Might be able to cover. No, I think from here you can shoot straight past it. Be very close. And looks like it just got sniped, so we won't even get to find out. Yeah. Some more anti-nukes back here.
Detected.
Get another nuke, yeah. So there goes Salvation. It's going to end with 35 kills. That's a very expensive units in this region. I gotta say, in terms of badassness, the bottom side, they had the badass Blair Stalker. Actually, Salvation at the end did do quite a bit of damage. And if this game could last another maybe 10-15 minutes, I think that Salvation would do so much damage for the bottom side. The top side would win, but they just had nothing else. These nukes are just... Oh yeah, I was asking for a nuke in this position. Going to receive it, and Woodle is going to receive it on our behalf. Lose a whole bunch of units, and it looks like it is a GG. Yeah, it's a UAF Navy. Delty throws in the towel. Woodle should probably also throw in the towel. So as this game ends, I want to once again remind people to support your casters, some of the fresh ones for only about 100 subs. It really helps to encourage them, leave comments, like their videos, subscribe to their channels, because the more it's up to the community to make your casters happy and make them want to keep on casting. I've always appreciated when people say kind words. It was always entertaining when people say other things as well, but definitely it's a very valuable asset, I think, to have new casters, because old ones leave, and it's a good sign for a community of its health that there are actually casters who are always casting, who want to promote this game. So hopefully people enjoyed it.
Today.